Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to announce that this year's recipient for the American Dreamer Award is the Albert Einstein Foundation. Albert Einstein Foundation strives to educate our young people in science and mathematical fields so that they may one day have the same effect on this world that Albert Einstein did. You see, as a young man, Albert Einstein grew up with a father as an inventor who wanted him to work in the same family field. Einstein wanted differently, though. He wanted to be a professor, a chemist. He wanted to work with science every day of his life. And he strived for this endlessly. Decades and decades, he tried and failed to become a professor at a known university before finally succeeding in a small town in Germany. By this time, however, his work was rarely noticed, and the Nazis of Germany were coming to power. As a Jewish man, he was targeted relentlessly and had death threats sent at his door every day for years. It wasn't until a close family friend of his was murdered that him and his wife decided it would be best for them both to flee the country. When he arrived in the United States of America, he had a newfound respect for science and how violence was never supposed to go in hand with science, that these newfound war methods were completely unethical, and he held firm to these beliefs. It wasn't until he was invited to a project that ended up creating the atomic bomb that he was forced to alter these. As a young man, he struggled relentlessly with peace over patriotism, if you would, and this topic would come up again and again in his life. He made the decision to help the project with the promise that this device would never be used on people. This promise was eventually broken, and one of the things Albert Einstein is known most for is his most regretted scientific discovery. As he aged, after this huge downfall in his life and after his wife's death, he crumbled as a man, and his science education crumbled with it. He didn't teach for years, he didn't have a job, he stayed home and was recluse to himself. That was until a little girl who was his next door neighbor showed up on his doorstep and asked politely, "Sir, can you teach me why the sky is blue?" A lot of kids ask this question, but to Albert Einstein it sparked something in him that ignited a flame that he used to have when he was younger, and he found education as a whole again in his life. It rejuvenated him. He got back to teaching. He would walk to the university every day for the rest of his life, and he would teach her on every Saturday. They would have their own science lesson. Why the sky was blue, why grass was green, why things happened in the world that people our age don't question anymore. Albert Einstein said people lose their creativity if they don't nurture it. And so as a man, he found education so important to our young people. He said you need to constantly learn, constantly grow as a human being, for it is this that will make us whole as a country and as a people. So this award goes to a cause that's so worthy, and I only hope that more people can become like Albert Einstein and develop a mindset that science and education must happen for growth to happen. Thank you.